to bring you some Dota 2 action courtesy of the RGN League. We are going to be casting a game between Risingstars Gaming versus First Departure. Both two teams that didn't make it to TI3, so we won't be getting any problems with TI3 lag, or they won't be recovering from anything. But another interesting point to note here is that they most likely have been watching TI3 as well, and during that whole period, there aren't a lot of tournaments. Even we had to take a break for a while to give way to TI3. I mean, who wouldn't? So these guys have not had much participation in big tournaments yet. So as far as trying themselves out recently, they haven't had any action so far. So this should be kind of like an awakening, of the first match that these guys will be playing after all the TI3 drama that just cleared over. So pretty interesting to see at what state these two teams are. I'm here with my friend Mythical. Say hi to everyone, Chester. What's up?
Hey. Hello to all you guys. Yeah, we have been away from the league for a very long time, extremely long time. Well, and apparently First Departure and Rising Star, they didn't really compete in any other small tournaments recently because of TI3. Everything stopped, and well, even us casters have to take a break. And anyway, we have been staying up a few times just to watch the TI3, because apparently it's not in the same time zone as us. In fact, it's super far away. So we had to stay up late in the night just to catch the games. Yeah, the grand finals was hell. I stayed up from the whole night all the way to the morning just to watch it. Yeah, beautiful
glorious
games.
The glorious 9 hours. I mean,
yeah.
Jesus.
It was hard, but the excitement of the match apparently kept me up. And I do have some snacks beside me, so it probably could keep myself awake for just a few hours just to finish watching the grand finals before heading to sleep. Anyway, just let us have a look at the ban and picks right now. So the usual bans of the Batrider is still commonly seen, even in TI3. But right now, Naga Siren support as well as OD. OD was commonly banned as well previously before TI3, but during TI3, a lot of Naga Siren came out. There was a hell lot. Everyone was playing Naga support, Visage support, Whip support, everything was coming out. And Puck especially, it was coming out from everywhere.
Man. No, it was almost tiring, the amount of Puck games that we saw. The amount of Alchemist games as well was crazy. And we're about to see another Alchemist game here now. But here as well, First Departure picking up the Lifestealer, also a pick that we haven't seen for a while. I mean, they get banned out pretty quickly. Look at this. Rising Stars wants to finish the game a little. I mean, I think Rising Stars, being signature, I think they're gonna go signature Chinese play here.
I think they want to.
They're gonna take. They're gonna take a while.
Yeah, they have two really tanky heroes right now, which is the Alchemist as well as the Dragonite. Both of these heroes, which would be Dragonite, would be very tanky once he gets his levels, and same goes for Alchemist. He would be really tanky and have a super high HP regeneration once he has that ultimate, which is Chemical Rage. And we can see a Puck ban coming out. Puck looking to be a very irritating hero on the mid lane right now.
10 seconds remaining.
Indeed, I have to agree. By the way, Chester, did you put up the overlays?
5 seconds.
Yeah,
remaining.
I did.
All right, good man. Because apparently people in the chat are saying that the overlays hasn't loaded. Oh well. The volume's pretty low as well. Might want to rise that up while we're still in the ban pick phase. Maybe put that up as high.
Yeah, I have a worry for that, because if I turn out the volume, then there will be a huge static coming up from my mic. I'm not sure if the viewers will be okay with that.
We'll raise it a few points, and if they rage, we'll put it back down. But look at this. No, we got to talk about Rising Stars. Thinking behind their drafting now. They've taken out Puck and Storm Spirit straight up. Oh yeah, you're right. Turn it down, man. The static's gonna kill me.
Yeah, it's higher, right?
Oh Jesus Christ, that's some crazy mind-altering shit right there. But Rising Stars taking out the Puck and the Storm Spirit already. They're really afraid of a bomb coming out. Some sort of bomb play coming out from First Departure here. Really want to take the opportunities out of that Lifestealer. So without the Puck and the Storm Spirit, I mean, Lifestealer isn't totally disabled. I mean, he isn't a hero that's dependent on the bomb to get the kills out. I mean, that's what Open Wounds is for. And Infest can be used as as a survivability skill right away. So just trying to take that specific strat out. I mean, I'm trying to remember the games out of First Departure, but I mean, I haven't seen them try to go for any sort of bomb play actually recently. I'm just trying to rack my brains, but No, I just don't recall them ever actually going for a bomb strat here. But Rising Stars obviously thinking that they might, so just taking out the possibility because really, especially a puck bomb, I mean, puck bombs are just the worst to deal with. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, even you could
10
take out pair
seconds
supports, even
remaining.
three people at once, just with this with the crazy ass combo that comes out, especially if it's a
5
five man.
seconds remaining.
Totally ruins your day.
Yeah,
As a team.
apparently,
So.
the lifesteal, the puck bomb is really popular
Reserve
right
tower.
now in the meta game. Everyone's picking it. Any mobile hero could go really well with lifestealer, especially Storm Spirit, Puck, Naga Siren could actually go well lifestealer as well. So Rising Star is actually taking that out. But they banned Naga from the start. I wonder why, but Naga support is gonna be is seeing to be a really popular pick right now.
I kind of understand the Naga Siren coming out because with the DK and the Alchemist, I can see a lot of pushing, a lot of split pushing going on. And one of the crazy ways that Naga Siren can really mess up a push is just jump in there with the SS and just start a beautiful set. So I think already by banning out the Naga Siren, Rising Star is kind of revealing that they want to go for a very
Radiant
push heavy
team
strategy.
pick.
So just trying to take out the Song of the Siren straight away. Don't want to right all. They're just gonna follow up with the Dark Seer over here. I'm probably going to be out in our off lane as well. The Iron Shell just adding to it just clears the creep waves a lot faster. This is going to be a very push centered strat over here. Probably going to try to go for the towers round in our mid game, but they always got that late game to fall back upon if the plan doesn't work out. So Rising Star is really playing it safe with this lineup and with their picks here so far. First Departure on the other side, picking up the Weaver here. What do you think of Weaver versus Darkseer down in that off lane? I mean, Weaver stands a pretty good chance there, but the creeps do fall down pretty quickly to Ion Shell. What are your thoughts?
5 seconds
Um,
remaining.
Weaver, I don't think Weaver would go up against the Doxier. Maybe unless both
Reserve
one of the
time.
teams are going aggressive tri lane, then probably Weaver will go up against the Doxier. But for from what I can see,
seconds
the
remaining.
Doxier and the Weaver would have their own farm
Radiant
because
team
you can't
pick.
kill each other in the early game because for the Doxier he does have Search. Weaver, he does have the ability to run away with that Sukuchi, so there's no way of killing one another unless either side makes a mistake. Then anyway, if there is killing, then it would probably would be Weaver killing the Doxier. I don't see any way that the Doxier could actually kill the Weaver without any help. So
10
right now, first
seconds
departure, they
remaining.
are picking up a Crystal Maiden, something to lock the heroes in,
Enchantress.
and Enchantress being picked up
Dire
here
team
from
back.
Rising Stars. So they are looking to they're looking for really pushing strategy from Rising Stars. We can see. Well, they do have the
Yeah,
Dragon
I mean-
Knight that could start pushing at level 6, and Alchemist, he would have his
10
farm.
seconds
They are
remaining.
actually looking to push really hard and have the Alchemist to fall back on.
Yeah,
5
indeed.
seconds
Enchantress
remaining.
really are really appropriate here to choose when you go for these pushes here, especially if you're going to try to go for an aggressive kind of style here. I mean,
Radiant team
the Impetus
back.
always works really well during pushes because people are just going to be going back and forth, back and forth. Enchantress can just whittle down most of the supports and even a carry if he overextends himself. That heal as well, also really, really good for keeping your carries in the lane and pushing, even though they're getting focused down. And Enchant's just always a
10
really good skill
seconds remaining.
for the chases. Like right after the tower goes down, you can go straight and dive, going with the
5
Enchant.
seconds remaining.
Also, just having some creeps around is really good, especially in the early game, because the Enchantress will be pulling and maybe hanging around in that jungle a lot, just keeping it safe. So, I'm really seeing the game plan out here, Rising Stars. I mean, I think First Departure can predict this pretty easily. I mean, just by the Naga Siren, you can just predict exactly what's going to happen. Rising Stars has just been repeatedly trying to stop any sort of gank, any sort of team fight potential, any sort of counter push potential going on. That's why they took out the Nature's Prophet, the Storm Spirit, and the Puck as well, just trying to stop the Lifestealer trying to jump in and try to disable the Enchantress or any of the supports here. So I really see the plan out of Rising Stars here. But First Departure, they have to know, man. If we spotted it, they can too. So they must have some sort of plan going on here as well. The Visage, actually a good hero, a really
10
good support to pick
seconds
here. Going to be really good in the tri lane. And also with the Iron Shell, they'll just passively stacking damage.
5
Visage is just going to have a
seconds
party, throwing Soul Assumptions around. Crystal Maiden as well, pretty good for the defense. You can just spam that first
Reserve
skill, just keep
time.
people slow. I mean, it just slows people down, just makes that push really, really hard to go
5
for.
seconds
The
remaining.
Weaver, aside from
Mirana.
focusing down, yeah, Mirana as well, the fifth pick.
Radiant team
Well,
Rarely see that, but I was just thinking on First Departure side, like with the Crystal Maiden hanging around with the third skill, so the side of First Departure should not have any problems with mana in the mid game situation. During the mid game, they should not have any mana issues. But as for Rising Stars, they have a really push heavy lineup which they really heavily depend on Dragonite as well as the Enchantress. But if they are not able to pull out the
10
early game
seconds
aggression, then
remaining.
during the late game they still have the Dragonite, they still have the Alchemist, and this
5
game is a
seconds
fight of the
remaining.
melee of the strength carries anyway. We do have a Weaver on the first departure side, but there's a
Reserve
limit to
time.
what Weaver can do. After all, he is still quite squishy in the early game as well. So, like Risingstars, they might be thinking of shutting down the Weaver in the early game, or maybe shutting down the Mirana, because Mirana has the potential to become a carry as well.
Yeah, indeed. Mirana is actually a good pick here because with the Moonlight Shadow, they can really mess up any sort of plans to try and gank here. I mean, Dragonite and Alchemist, while they're hitting down on the tower, Mirana could just come up from behind with the supports and just really give it to Darkseer and the rest. So I'm really liking this pick out of Mirana, but when you look at the lineup of first departure, you got to think it's a little fragile here. I mean, aside from Weaver, who's got the Time Lapse to fall back upon, and Lifestealer Visage is normally tanky that way. I mean, this is a lineup that can fall really, really hard to Alchemist and Dragonite come the late game. First departure, probably not going to want to bring this into the late game. I mean, Lifestealer is strong, I'll give you that. So is Weaver, but against an Alchemist, and we've got the Windrunner coming down here. This is all push coming out of these guys. So I mean, there's no confusion here to the plans of these two teams for sure. But first departure, kind of, they've kind of just been counterpicking and trying to adjust to Risingstars style. So first departure in the drafting phase, not exactly getting the ideal lineup. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm sure they're not as comfortable with this pick as they should be because they've had to adjust the playstyle a little bit to Risingstars push. So Risingstars is going to be a lot more comfortable here since they're able to follow up with this style of theirs. This really heavy push. It'll be interesting to see how this works out. I always like Enchantress games, to be quite honest. Just a lot of jungle play that goes on. A lot of micro. It's kind of like a more DPS-y Chen, really, and it's just really fun to have around here. The Windrunner as well, very dependable hero to fall back upon. So, without further ado, the game starts. Over at our Radiant side, we have XTT on our Darkseer over here. We will have Air on our Dragonite over at the mid. Down at the bottom in our tri-lane, we will have XDD on the Windrunner. We will have Xiao 2G on our Alchemist, and we will have Super on our Enchantress over here. And over here in the Dire, I may have to...
there may be a clash right here, but apparently it's not going to be a clash. They decide to back off. So on the first departure side, we have that beautiful Crystal Maiden handled by Lobby, scripted on the Visage, Zag, which is... I forgot his name, Pelozan. It was actually supposed to be Pelozan, isn't it? On the Weaver, and on top it would be Hannah on the Lifestealer, and finally Mythical on the Mirana, going towards the mid lane. So there might be a clash now on the bottom lane. They decided to put the heroes on the aggressive tri-lane, putting Weaver as the carry right here, and putting Lifestealer on the solo top lane.
Down here at top, Hannah and XCT having a little argument over the rune here. Hannah taking a little bit of hits over there from that Iron Shell. Well, just small victories. And just like that, the game starts on a rather passive note here. Mythical will indeed be taking this mid against our DK. A lineup that Mythical will be enjoying. The last hits will be pretty easy to get down here, but Dragonite isn't going to be he isn't going to die to Mirana anytime soon unless he really messes up here. If they want to be taking down Air, he's going to have to get ganked by some supports, so you're going to have to utilize the smoke here. Over down at our bottom, we've got, the creep camp was pretty effectively blocked over here. I mean, it was only the three of them down here, so they couldn't do much. They just had to back out straight away. So, already this our Enchantress is gonna have a hard time. He's probably gonna have to stick to these camps over here, to pull off that enchant. But she is trying to start the D ward here. Oh, he does catch the Observer ward here pretty early off as well. So that's good to know at least. Down at our top, we have the Darkseer against Hannah, who will be laning against him here. This is not bad. I actually did expect a Mirana offlane. Don't know why I expected that. I had a funny feeling about... Never mind, but I had a funny feeling about the laning, but Mirana will indeed be taking the mid over here. What are you looking at right now, Chester?
I'm actually looking at a mid lane because I was thinking that Mythical actually tried to play the Mirana because, well, after all, a ranged hero would be effective against a melee hero in the mid lane. Although I would say that Mythical it's impossible to kill a Dragonite because of that. Dragon's Blood is way too tanky. But for Mythical, might be able to kill him some way if he gets a 5-second arrow on him. But still, Dragonite is still really tanky on the mid lane. So I don't think both of them would. There shouldn't be any casualty on the mid lane.
What? I was just watching the whole time down here at the bottom. I mean,
You should have told me.
Christ.
You should have
No.
told me. I was like paying
No,
my
no,
attention
no,
on
no,
the
no,
mid lane.
no. There was no way. There was no way to predict what happened. The guys that weren't watching, Weaver just lined up to try to get the last hit. Alchemist threw down the stun. The tornado came in, and the DPS was too much for ZZZ. Windrunner follows up with a power shot, just takes him out. I mean, no one would have expected that. I almost thought it wouldn't work. It's one of those things that's just too good to be true. I mean, this is probably Pelozin, right? Pelozin's not going to be happy about that.
Yeah.
That was a bit of a giveaway for a first blood.
Yeah, like you said previously, yeah, the whole side of First Departure on the bottom lane is they are all really squishy, and Visage wouldn't be tanky unless he gets his levels. So the whole team is squishy for now. They have that damage, they have that burst damage as well as DPS, as well as physical damage, but they don't really. Oh, they might be.
Look at this down here at the bottom. The Alchemist is in a lot of danger.
That might be going down as well. He goes down as well, and they are chasing after Lobby. Lobby goes down as well. So 2 down here on First Departure, and Pelozin, he's trading with XDD. This might be a risk.
ZZ's gonna fall down here. ZZ's gonna fall down. There's wind running. The Weaver can fall back upon it. I don't think Pelozin wants to risk this. Yeah, he's gonna have to use that salve up in the forest. That was pretty nice handling by our Windrunner over here, pulling off those kills. FD falling apart a little bit over here. I mean, Pelozin not totally having a fun time here. I mean, this is probably one of the rare instances where I see a Weaver in the tri lane, and he's just not doing so. He's not doing that well. I mean, the very reason you put him down in an off lane like that. I mean, he's got the great escapability along with the tri lane. I mean, down here, especially against Windrunner and Alchemist, there's just so many ways that Weaver can get caught off guard and just, burst it out. I mean, especially in these, in the very early stages of the game, Weaver is not exactly the tankiest hero, and he can fall really, really quickly to a good tri-lane combo here.
He's the squishiest of all. Including Crystal Maiden along, she only has 492 HP. Well, Weaver is slightly more tanky, but he doesn't have the armor, doesn't have the HP, so he's really, really squishy in the early game, so I don't think that he should be doing anything risky. But, well, we can see the supports, they are actually rotating up top. We can see Hannah, he's going for 12 last hits, not necessarily the best in the world, so he's probably getting irritated by that ion shell that's going around. XTT grabbing 17 last hits here. Meanwhile, on the mid lane, well, Air is grabbing 19 last hits compared to where Mirana's 22. So Mirana is winning the lane. Air's just losing the lane by just a little bit here. So surprisingly, the DK, he is coping well in the lane.
Yeah, I mean, good call. I mean, I just have to say good call down here by Departure, rotating those supports up here. They stand a lot better chance of surviving in the mid game if they get to farm from all the pulls. I mean, just staying down there at the bottom just wasn't a viable choice against this tri lane here. There's just no way they can stand to it, especially with Weaver being their carry down there. I just don't see them trying to get any aggressive plays down here, especially with the Enchantress roaming back and forth in the jungle, and especially with the Windrunner and Alchemist having that heal to fall back upon.
Yep,
so rotating here,
supports, they are smoked up.
Yeah, I mean, okay, this is what I'm waiting for. I mean, Air's probably going to get ganked at some point, but never just solo by the ganked.
There's the slow coming out. The slow from both of the supports and the nuke coming out. It's going to be enough. Air, he can't take it no matter how tanky he is. He is going to go down.
Here, and over here at the top, we have, well, Hannah just walking away. That was kind of anticlimactic. I actually thought something crazy was going to go down. But nope, the Life Stealer was still trying to get some hits down on XTT. And yeah, still down on bottom lane as well. The push going to be going down. I think Risingstars is going to be taking this tier 1 tower. They're not going to contest this. Especially with ZZZ so far out.
This is gonna be trouble
here,
for
I think XCT. Yeah, XCT's in trouble.
There's the surge, the slow coming up from Scripted. Will it be enough? The nuke. No, it doesn't kill him. And Hannah, he is gonna die for this. The salve being turned on here from XCT. The nice vacuum there backwards towards the tower. Hannah, he might be in a little bit of trouble, but he does have that phase boost. He is gonna live for one more round.
I mean, yeah, FD really trying to equalize the score here. I mean, I don't want them going too aggressive like they are right now, because it will really cost them, especially this early game here. They can really, I mean, especially down here in the trial, Risingstars can really punish any sort of aggressive style, any sort of dives out into the tower. I mean, like I said, Darkseid has that iron shell. He can just kite you and tower hug the whole time, and unless you're a full tri lane trying to gank him, I mean, it's just way too easy for him to kite you over here. Down at the tri lane, Alchemist has unstable concoction to fall back upon, the heal, shackle. But seriously, Departure really needs to go very defensive over here. Maybe secure down the jungle, just farm up here, just like the supports are doing, because I just don't see them trying to take an aggressive game this early on. Maybe they'll have an opening in the mid game once they farm up a little bit, but that's kind of Risingstars' moment to shine as well. So Departure not in the best of positions, to be quite honest. We'll see how they'll try. I mean, we'll see how they try to recover later on. But as long as we're looking at the farms, really, Miracle's doing okay against our Dragonite. The Dragonite naturally falling behind to the ranged hero. So this is something to fall back upon as well. Also, Hannah not exactly having a hard time down at that top as well.
Down here, he has that Invis rune. He's going after Miracle. Miracle, there's the stun. He turns on Dragon Form. The stun. XCT, no. No.
What was that? Yeah, XCT just climbed all the way up there. Didn't even try to go for the vacuum. Wait for that leap, but I think that was just a little bit of harass here. But the Dragon Form will not go to waste. Probably going to try to get some hits down on that tower as well. But down at the top, this may be some action down here. At the bottom, Alchemist and Weaver. Oh, wow. Alchemist and Weaver going in for a little scuffle down there in the tri-lane. See that. Sorry for missing that. Up top here, though. Still, the support's rotating here. Yeah, like I said, they're just going to let Hannah farm here. They're not going to give Rattlesnake. They're not going to give Risingstars a reason to try and blink in top and try to defend this.
Rattlesnake just came back from Seattle, probably.
Exactly. I mean, no, I see RS and I just think I'm still suffering from post TI3.
Yeah, we all are.
So still, I mean. In this situation, really, Risingstars want to be going for that aggression here, but Departure really want to be hiding. They want to be hiding behind those hiding behind the towers here, playing a little defensively, giving Hannah that farm that he needs. They're going to be playing a little bit passively.
They are going to trying to get some farm on Xiao2G, as well as Air. They are going to try and get some farm on him, but Miracle, he is farming really well, currently on top of the last hits charts, followed by Lifestealer. They are not doing anything to stop the Lifestealer right now, so he is going to get a lot of farm from this. He has been free farming for the past 3 minutes, if I'm not wrong, and Mirana on the mid lane, he is getting some decent last hits as well, so the whole first Departure team is farming. Look at the bottom lane. Polozen, he is farming up on the bottom lane as well. He is getting 27 last hits, quite decent. Meanwhile, the Darkseer, he has decent last hits, but they are going for a push on the mid lane right now. They did claim a tier 1 tower, but will they be able to claim the one on the mid right now? So
indeed. Yeah, they're probably going to take this tower. I don't think Departure's going to be one
of the Dragonite, the poison is just going to melt down the tower really quickly. And Miracle here standing on the side with that haste rune, but he is not able to do anything after all.
Yeah, I mean, this Wildwing Ripper has just been—he's just been everywhere. This is probably one of the most sustainable Wildwing Rippers I've ever seen. That tornado has just been down at bot, taking down the towers, down at mid, taking down the towers. This Wildwing's like the 6th member of Risingstars here. He's just been everywhere. But we see the smoke now from Risingstars. The target will be scripted and Hannah over here. Probably going to be wanting to go for that support. Enchantress taking the lead here. No one pet us yet, but that enchant is level 3, so...
Hannah is being really cautious right now. He doesn't even dare to go out to farm. He's being really cautious here. And XCT, he gets revealed there by the smoke. So scripted, he decides to back off. And Hannah, really good instincts there. He knew that they were coming. And very nice sentry ward here placed. Very nice placement of the sentry ward here. And they do catch up Hannah. He's going to get backed in, but he is way too tanky for him to get killed. He goes in the Urza, comes out in full health. There's the Moonlight Shadow. There's the sentry ward. They can see him. XCT, Shackle latches, and the arrow nearly lands on someone though. And Hannah, he is probably gonna go after someone. Super getting caught right here. Surged away, but he turns back, and the nuke kills him off. Miracle, and meanwhile they sacrifice that for Lobby. Lobby gets killed off as well.
Totally just left CM behind there. Lobby getting taken down. But, you know, the trade against the Enchantress is okay, but Script is in a lot of danger here. He does get focused down by that power shot. Hannah is just going to pull back here. Nothing much he can do, but there's nothing much the Risingstars can do, except probably try to take down this tower as well. Oh, Xiaotu down here at the bottom is in a little bit of trouble.
He is in a little bit of trouble. There's the bomb. He tries to bomb someone, but...
He could suicide.
Suicide.
Yep,
suicide. It's his own denial.
That was depressing. The depressing moment when an Alchemist knows he's going to probably deny himself. He just stands there in silent acceptance of his death. Quite depressing, but we must live with these things. Enchantress, frustratingly close to that level 6.
It's better than giving Weaver the kill. Come on. Like, at least you're killing yourself. And they are, at first Departure, they are not letting go of this tier 1 tower. Polozen, he comes in from the bottom lane here. He comes to the top. XCD surges off. And Air running away as well. Really high movement speed here. And Polozen maybe looking to dive, and there's the stun coming out. He is in trouble here. The nuke. That nuke, he instantly disappears.
Yeah, I mean, around this point, especially once the Windrunner's got that level 4 power shot out, it really becomes a problem for that Weaver. I mean, he doesn't even have time lapse to fall back upon, especially when he gets stunned, but the action's getting called down over here. The Familiars have come out, and that is probably enough to terrify Risingstars into pulling back. These Familiars being really badass at the moment. Visage here is a very integral part of First Departure. He's probably one of the heroes that is keeping this top lane, top lane sustainable and defendable here. The nukes is being really good, but we do see the smoke coming out here. I think the plan is to go down here to mid, try to see if they can take down Super. That tower has just gone down as well, so this is very, very viable here. Especially with XTT and the rest of the heroes down here trying to regain mana. They could try and go for Super here, but maybe they don't. They probably think that Super's going to get reinforced in time. It's probably going to move straight down to bot. But I wonder who they're trying to catch out here. I mean, if they're trying to catch out the Alchemist, I just don't see it likely, especially with the TP out on him. Do we have...
They might be able to catch him, because, well, Hannah, he sees him. There's the Moonlight Shadow. He sees him, and he TPs out. Will the Familiars be able to stun? Yes. No, the Frostbite actually stops him from getting out, and he is going down. The bomb lands on Lobby. A lot of damage. Now the Moonlight Shadow is still there. Power Shot gonna miss, and XDD, he heads back down to the bottom lane with... Well, he has 2 dots there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Shao2G not exactly having a good time. I mean, Pelosa's doing a good job of shutting Alchemist down a little. I mean, he's down on 4 deaths so far, and he's only got that phase boots up. I mean, not exactly the best of Alchemist farms, especially down in a safe lane here. So he's not exactly having, a field day down here. But
bottom lane, there might be an engagement here. Hannah, they can't see that TP coming in. They spot Super, and another TP is coming in here. The Dragonite, he is stepping in here. He is coming in a little bit too late. Cancels out the TP. Super left alone on the bottom lane right now. He is in trouble. The Familiars looking for him. They see him. Super. Where's the new coming up from Scripted? He is gonna go down. The TP is coming in here from the Dark Zero as well. He goes down. Scripted takes him. And the TP, really long TP here. DK, he walks in. Nice wall to the vacuum there. And Scripted, he is stuck inside there. XCT still hanging around there by the tower. And the stun coming out on Scripted. Scripted, he goes down. And the TP out here from... Who was that? Who TP'd out? Alright, Lifestealer.
Oh, man. Yeah, Air's having kind of a field day here. But XDD has been raking in all the kills so far with some... I mean, most of those are Weaver kills. But still, the power shot being very, very useful. He's really enjoying it. I mean, he's got the dust, he's got the smoke deceit. This guy's the crack dealer of the game, man. He's got everything you need. He's got your fix. This been one of really, really enjoying this game so far. But the score is still 8-8 as we're approaching 15 minutes. I mean, Departure doing a good job of equalizing the pressure here. But I'd still give the game quite easy to Risingstars. They still have good control over this. I mean, the only problem that Risingstars is having so far is this Alchemist not having a fun time. I mean... This guy hasn't watched enough Avarice. I mean, this guy needs to take a page out of Avarice's book, man.
Yeah, but during TI3, Avarice played a lot of Weaver. So, well, but looking at the EXP and gold graph, the gold really goes on in the way of Risingstars. And EXP-wise, it's kind of even, but it's 1.3k to watts, Risingstars. Anyway, I was thinking that FD has been pulling out a lot of really good ganks, but Risingstars has been counter-ganking them really well. It's like, just now in the bottom lane, they took a long time just to pick off one hero. Just to pick off Super, and it allowed the Darkseer as well as the DK to TP in. It allowed the DK to simply walk in, and allowed the Darkseer to just TP in like that. The Darkseer's TP was really a long TP, it was nearly 5 seconds.
I know, but I mean, the main issue here for First Departure is, I mean, they're just trading with Risingstars, which isn't always ideal, especially in this situation where you don't want the Dragonite getting all those, getting all that assist gold, because, I mean, Departure just can't seem to try and lock down a kill and pull out without losing one of the supports here. It's just becoming really difficult for them, and five manning this early is just not viable at all, especially when you want that and when you want Hannah to be getting the farm, Miracle as well. So, First Departure not getting the maximum, not getting maximum profit from those ganks here. Not doing too well, but F here actually going to try and push for this tier 1.
Yeah, indeed they are. So this is going to be some damage on the tower. And the Shackle manages to lash onto the Weaver. Very nice. The dust flies out. He might not be able to time lapse. Oh, no. He simply turns back and fight. So he turns on the time lapse. There's the stun. Nearly stunning from the animation actually came out there from the Centaur. So right now on the bottom lane is the fight for this tier 1 tower.
Yeah, they're going down for this tower, and the story up top is just Miracle versus XTT, really.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. Miracle really, really pushing for that farm here. He really wants to go for it, but that's sort of supposed to be Hannah's job here. But he's just trying to stay down here in the trial lane, try to make the most of he can out of these last hits, maybe try to take down the tower. I mean, of the two heroes, I'd really prefer Lifestealer to get, to try and get, the farm over here. Alchemist narrowly avoiding a familiar stun there. That would have been devastating for him. But Air is in a bit of danger.
There is a sentry ward there.
Yep.
They actually spotted out Dragonite. He already has that Shadow Blade, so he is gonna be really mobile, having that invis, so he might be able to snipe someone off, but will it be enough though? And we see first departure gathering as for trying to push down this tier 1 tower on the bottom lane as well. So this time they might be able to get it because the players from
there is,
Risingstars
I mean, no, there is glyph here, and the Moonlight Shadow does go down. This is when it gets difficult.
He gets skilled off really quickly, and Weaver, he gets shackled off. He's not able to get a time lance off. Scripted really low on health. The Familia's actually dropping as well. The next hero, XCT, he's gonna get caught out in the middle. Mythical steps in, Lobby goes down, and XCT, he's left with really low health there. Is he? No, he's not able to get. Wait. I actually screwed up myself. Wait, XCT was able to get away. Mythical stepped in, but wasn't able to help much. 4 heroes went down in the side of first departure.
I mean, I've yet to see a world wherein losing XTT and losing your Enchantress is equal to losing a Lifestealer, Visage, and the Weaver. That just wasn't a good gang for Departure at all. And it just gives Risingstars the leeway to get some damage down on this tower. Didn't even take down the tier 1 down here. I mean, the problem there, Super did mess up a little bit down here at the bottom by overextending a little bit, but the problem was, I think Departure invested way too much on trying to take Enchantress down. They just used all their skills and all their nukes down, and by the time the rest of the Risingstars came by, Departure just had nothing to deal with them. I mean, except for the Moonlight Shadow and trying to run away, but they just had nothing to deal with it. They spent everything on the Enchantress. So, not too good in all the decision-making there on that clash, and they are paying for it. Risingstars just getting further ahead in the gold lead here.
Yeah,
this Alchemist is slowly, he's slowly getting back as well. Not deciding to max that Greevil's Greed here. I mean, but it will be maxed soon enough. And the Chinese tell me that Greevil's Greed is really OP. So I'm inclined to believe them since they know how Alchemist works. So this Alchemist will be recovering from a really, really bad 0-4 early game soon. And that's gonna be an issue for Departure here, especially since Han has just been busy down here in the trial. I mean, pushing's all nice and good. I mean, you're getting good money out of that, and farm besides that, but. If he should be spending a lot more time on a dedicated farm here. And as far as his record goes, I mean, he's 0-1, not exactly the most impressive of records at the 20-minute mark for your Lifestealer. But
whoa, that arrow nearly lands on Xiao Tuji, and then it might actually spell trouble for him if it landed. But apparently it didn't, and he escapes on top.
Yeah, I mean... No, I think Departure gonna go for the Roshan. That's not the play I'd call really, but they are gonna go for it. Risingstars, I think, have they spotted it down here? No, first Departure has the ward out here. They're not aware, but the power shot does go down. They are instantly suspicious. And XTD.
They spotted and scripted. He's left alone right there. He is away, long way from home.
He's gonna get it. No, he's probably gonna get away. But that Roshan half-life. That Roshan half-life here. I think Risingstars is contemplating this. I mean, they are gathering around here a little bit. Are they going to try and go for it? I think they do have the means to go for it, but Departure is just prepared for it. They're just both... Yeah, this is the awkward Roshan stare down we've been seeing a lot at TI3. This is just both teams on opposite sides of Roshan trying it out. This is like high school when when two kids get in a fight and everyone's like, man, swing first, bro. But what the hell? Alchemist on the Blink Dagger.
Yeah, I didn't see that actually. The courier just now came in.
Yeah, that was a crazy hard. Yeah, that was a hardcore battle courier delivering that Blink Dagger here. Interesting style out here from Xiao Tuji. I mean, Blink Dagger, unstable concoction, not too bad. But I mean, most people will want to invest, in some more damage dealing items.
Air is gonna find out Hannah right here. They might be able to pick him off really quickly. Hannah down on low health. He gets picked off. The nuke was too much, the arrow lands on XTT, but they are not going to follow up. Super, really squishy there, he might actually get picked off. Mythical, he leaps into the fight, and there's the back into the wall, and Weaver steps in. XTT in a lot of trouble here. Mythical is not going to go for it though. XTT is just going to turn to that stacked cam and start taking it here.
I just want to talk a little bit about Xiao Tuji getting stuck in the trees. I mean, Alchemist not totally used to that dagger just yet. I mean, it's not an item you always go for in the Alchemist. So he's gonna get stuck in the trees every once in a while. But
getting caught out again. Weaver, he goes down really quickly here. 14-11 in the way of Risingstars. Air way too tanky to go down from that. Risingstars is just doing really well right now. They are counter ganking First Departure's gank really well, and First Departure, they are not able to catch up with that. We can look at the EXP, it's going in the way of Risingstars, and as for gold, it's going in the way of Risingstars as well. First Departure, they are slowly losing momentum from this game.
Yeah, Rising Stars, you know, kind of losing the pace here. I mean, they did well taking down the tier 1 towers, but I mean, going deeper into the territory departure is just, you know, gotten a lot better map control. I mean, the warding's been okay out of them, and they've been setting pretty well and trying to block this push. I mean, the Mirana's working out very, very well for them, and I mean, Lifestealer, despite having to push a lot, I mean, he's got an okay farm here. So, Rising Stars, this plan not exactly working too well, but we are still sort of at a point where Rising Stars can still get something done. Some really good 5-man plays here, maybe a split push out of the Alchemist can do very well, but the problem is the Alchemist doesn't have some crazy damage on him. I mean, this isn't an Alchemist that went Midas and then moved into the Maelstrom or anything like that. I mean, he hasn't got crazy damage out of him. He went straight for the Blink Dagger, trading that damage for mobility and, you know, more or less an assurance that you get your second skill out. And while that has its advantages, I mean, you're kind of left with an Alchemist that's depending on the Chemical Rage, because without the Chemical Rage, an Alchemist just isn't going to get the DPS down fast enough. I mean, Hannah can just poon him one-on-one. So, very interesting play by Xiao2G. This will work out later on. I mean, it does correlate with the style of Rising Stars, because Rising Stars really want to go for that push. So, so it's a good play. I mean, Alchemist can just dive a lot with that dagger here. But late game, I just don't see it's working out too well. XDT picking up that dagger as well. So, this is going to be a very divey game from now on.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Departure's plan? What do you think Departure needs to do now? I mean, they are getting the lead back. Well, what's the next step?
They actually went for a really aggressive lineup, but apparently they are not bringing out they are not bringing out the aggression in the lineup at all. Like, Lifestealer isn't being as aggressive as it should, and Miracle is not being really aggressive as well. He does have that Shadow Blade, but he's not hunting out people. He can't hunt anyone in like the side of Rising Stars. I'm really screwing RS up, but
oh
well.
But look at this. Oh, FD gonna go right back for the Roshan. I mean, try until you succeed here. XDD is gonna be walking right back, ready to tell them off. I'm sure they suspect this, but they won't be there in time.
Yep.
Surely.
Weaver picks up the Roshan, and they are gonna start the push again, once again. XDD camping out here on the Dire jungle, and there's no wards there apparently, so they might catch him by surprise. But
I mean, Rising Stars here, I think, just seem a little bit lost around this point of the game. They've been moving back and forth, trying to make these plays happen, but Departure's just been hanging back, playing it nice and passive. FD have been doing very, very well with the maneuvering out here, but they are going to catch Pelozan off guard here. I mean, he must be happy to get that Aegis, because he is going to lose it really, really quickly. Weaver's probably going to have to... Oh, is he going to hit air? Nope.
Nope.
The swarm does go down. I think Pelozan's going to try and commit to this. Air, the BKB goes out, and everyone's like, lol.
Scripted there is in trouble. Xiao2G blinks in. There's the bomb. Scripted, he is going to get picked off. And apparently the Familiars are... Yep. No, they didn't go down. But... First Departures, their players are getting picked off one by one, constantly. Like, Weaver gets picked off really quickly, and... the next one would be the Visage as well. But what I can see now, there are no Observer wards being placed down here by first.
Yeah, I mean, usually when you lose down a support, I mean, it doesn't hurt as much. But when you have a Visage, getting lost here, I mean, it just takes so much out of the team, because you don't got that Grave Chill, you don't have Soul Assumption to depend on. It's just a lot more difficult to dive in here. Mirana does have the Moonlight Shadow.
Nice arrow there on air. But is it going to be enough? Hannah, he goes for it. There's the force up. There's the surge as well. And the blink into the vacuum. Very nice vacuum here. Lobby walking away, drawing the attention. Making sure Miracle gets to escape. But it looks like the tier 2 tower is going to go down.
Yeah, Rising Stars picking up the pace now. They finally got their rhythm out. Con Departure, all they really needed was a good pick off, and taking out the Visage, taking out the Aegis from the Weaver, it just did the trick.
Again,
they take it down mid. Hannah's in a lot of danger.
He's gonna get picked off again. He dies. Like I said, first Departure, they're getting caught out one by one. Really.
Yeah, this is even worse out here. Departure
really
being a little complacent. Especially at this point of the game. Rising Star just gonna have a party here. Probably gonna want to maneuver up top, take up top or bot. It really is their poison here. Miracle still really pushing for that farm out here. He's got the ultimate orb out. 134 last hits. He's still at the top of the charts. More or less even with our Dragonite over here. But I mean, the real story here is Dragonite's got the BKB out. He can blink in. I mean, everyone that needs dagger over at Rising Stars team has dagger. So this is Rising Stars essentially at the point where they've got the items they need. They've got the utilities that they want to use to try and get the push and try to get the execution just right. But we see another smoke. There's just been smoke back and forth here, but quite surprisingly, none of these smokes have worked out too well. XDD might be in a bit of danger though.
XDD, the Windrunner, he is in trouble. He forced up in the wrong direction as well. So XDD, nice shackle there, but he is gonna fall. But what I can see, both of these teams have been really utilizing the smoke really well. Not necessarily well, but they have been using the smoke a lot. But seems like Risingstars is finding more success with the smokes compared to First Departure. They like one pick off there, like here previously they picked off the Weaver, and then they picked off the Visage here as well. So their smokes are really working out well for them.
I mean, yeah, I'd have to agree with you on that point, but on this point, Departure, yeah, really having to utilize those smokes here because they really need to get the ganks down. We need to equalize here. I mean, the more punish Risingstars push, the less confident they're going to feel, and they really, really need that. They really want to try. They really want to try and force Risingstars to pull back just a little bit, give Departure a bit of time, because this Miran is farming pretty okay. I mean, all it takes is just a few more lasses. Hannah as well, just really needs to get that farm. He's got the plate mail out. I mean, this is really just a farming game for First Departure at the moment. They really want to take it down. If they can take down the Tier 1 tower, that's some good gold coming their way as well. Do we have the TPs on the heroes down here at the bottom? I mean, Enchantress doesn't have the TP. XCT has that TP. Alchemist has the TP as well. They can. I mean, they can try and react to this Tier 1 here, but it'll be a little bit difficult. But the Enchantress is, he's legging it. He's going to think Departure just trying to put some pressure over here. Hannah is going to TP down here, try to get some. Ooh, the Nyx is inside her. that came out wrong. The Nyx is inside her.
Okay.
That is exactly.
Is in trouble. There's the slow. The arrow comes out as well. The nuke coming out. The mech is not gonna save his life. The surge is not gonna be enough. So that was another. So that was First Departure's form of a Nyx bomb.
The Nyx was inside her, and the Darkseer did not enjoy it a single bit. The Darkseer getting taken down is actually a good pickup for Departure over here, just raising that score just a little bit. And without the Darkseer, you've taken out the possibility of wall. I just don't see Risingstars trying to push. I mean, I think you can afford to lose the Windrunner. I mean, you don't want to, but without the Windrunner, you're still okay. You got that Darkseer there, especially with the Blink Dagger. But I mean, if you lose the Darkseer, there's just no chance of you pushing. And this is just a perfect example of what Departure can do to try and buy time in this situation. So they're doing okay. Lifestealer's still building towards the Keras, most likely, with that plate mail there. Gonna get the Hyperstone soon enough. I've got to commend Lubby a little bit here. He's got sentry wards everywhere. He just does not want to get ganked.
Smoked again.
I mean, yeah, and the smoke has come out again. The target here is Xiao2G, but he has pulled back. Probably going to be wanting to go for that Tier 1 there. He's only on 1/4 life. Could be an easy pickup for them. And shouldn't be too dangerous, especially since Xiao2G just TP'd. And Enchantress doesn't have the TP themselves. We are seeing the signals come out, though. Do they see air? Was that what they were pinging for? This could be it. If they can take down air, they can push down the Tier 1 here easy. That would be a nice pickup. The Familiars scout him out, but I don't think they're going to be wanting to go for it. They're a little too late for that. So what do you think about Risingstars' play now? I mean, they're playing a little more passively. What do you think they need to do? Is this the right move?
Yeah, I think that they should actually get some more farm on the Alchemist before they start to head out again. Because Xiao2G, he is on the 5.2k gold, and I'm still not sure what he's going for. Okay, he's going for an Assault Cuirass. So they are going to wait for that Assault Cuirass to come out. And once it comes out, then they can start fighting again. Or they might want to stall again until Xiao2G gets his BKB. And then they'll start going at it again. Because right now, he's having a lot of farm. He's going for 125 last hit. He's catching up. And with that 4 points up on Grievel's Greed, he is going to get a ton of gold coming back to him. He's that early game 0-4 is not gonna matter much anymore. Meanwhile, First Departure, they are not gonna put up the pressure. They're just gonna farm up themselves. We were heading down towards the bottom lane to start farming up again. And meanwhile, Mythical rotating up towards the jungles to farm. He does have the Lincoln Sphere. It will help him for a little bit, but will it help much? That's what I wonder. Usually it should be the Weaver solo split pushing, but instead, in the case of First Departure, it's Mythical playing the Mirana split pushing.
Indeed, but I mean, First Departure getting a little bit confident over here. Miracle's got the gem out, which with the Lincolns as well, paired up with the Lincolns, she is fit to hold that gem. I mean, lol, she's got balls in her. I mean, sorry. So Mirana with the Lincolns and plus the gem, it's a pretty good combo. You're survivable with that Linkage. You can block a lot of those stuns. Just make sure that you hold on to that gem a lot longer. But if Miracle gets focused down, if he gives this gem, I'm sure Pelosin's never going to forgive him. This Weaver will never forgive Mirana if Mirana drops that gem. So this is actually a pretty confident pick to go for FD. But as long as they stick together and don't drop this gem anytime soon, we'll still get the pickoffs. they may have effectively shut down Dragon Knight. I mean, just goes to show you how threatened they are by a well-farmed Dragon Knight. I mean, just trying to throw away any possibility of that Shadow Blade stun coming in.
Yep,
but Dragon Knight...
He does have the gem as well. He does have the gem as
exactly.
well, so he is safe as well. Both of the sides have gem. They're playing really passively, and Miracle... Lifestealer is in Miracle again, so... So Hannah is in the Miracle again. They're going for another Night Bomb. It looks like XCT, he's gonna be the one to get caught out again. So they actually spot him. He turns on the... Whoa! And there's the slow. The surge comes out as well. Hits on the creep. There's the wall. XCT, well, Hannah, he's stuck inside there. Was he stuck? I believe he was stuck. And there's the stun. There's that shackle as well. He's gonna get caught out. Well, nope. Hannah, on really low health, toggles the armlet. But will he go down? The Moonlight Shadow really saving his life. Nope. Lifestealer got him just as he turns off the armlet.
I mean, that's a good. I mean, it's a good thing that it's a good thing they got Hannah out there, or else I wouldn't really waste it. But I think the wall out of XCT was a little premature there. I mean, there really was no call for that, especially with Lifestealer had Rage. And right now, taking this tier 2 is going to be a lot more difficult. But I don't think it's going to be a problem after all, because First Departure is over here at the top. But if you want to take down the tier 1, but yep, Visage focusing down the tier 1 over there, going to take that. Are they going to try and react to this tier 2? I don't think they're even going to try here.
There's no TPs coming in here.
Yeah, especially with that Hannah there. I think they're going to go straight for this. Nikes has...
Without the Lifestealer as well, I don't think that they can contest this.
Yes, but Hannah can buy back. That's the thing. They're just going to give this. That's not good at all. Everyone's just spread out here. There's just no way for them to try and react to this. Mirana has to have that TP. He needs to TP to that soon. You do not want to lose a tier 3 just like this.
She's trying to trade for this. Apparently, First Departure, they are trying to cope with this,
no,
but
this
it's
isn't
not
good at all.
It's Mirana, she comes back right now because just as the fight's about to start, XDD, he is gonna get caught out. The arrow nearly lands on Super there, and he is still around there. Xiaotuji lands his stun on Hannah, stopping him for just a little while. Air picking off the Crystal Maiden as well. Script is gonna get away with this. The Surge comes back, and there's gonna be another fight. Xiaotuji, he is able to get away from this, and Weaver gets nuked down terribly. There's the buyback here from the Weaver. Is he gonna come back? Air, he is stuck there. Miracle hiding around the corner. The arrow is not gonna land on XDD. And he blinks away. The whole team of the Rising Stars get away. Meanwhile, First Departure, they bought back. I remember Hannah bought back. Hey, no. Weaver bought back. And they are going to go for Roshan again.
To be honest, I think First Departure went kind of derpy there. I mean, Miracle could have TP'd right back here and tried to do something about that tower. They just gave it away. And without Miracle, they're just coming really late. I mean, Air was just able to focus on way too many heroes. I mean, the lead is just catapulted, man. I mean, 14-20, taking down the tier 3. Departure really trying to stick to the Roshan plays. I mean, these guys have been watching TI3 for sure. I mean, they've just been going for Roshan non-stop. There is a lot of merit to that. I mean, I do commend them for going for the Roshan, because you do not want to be giving Roshan to Rising Stars, especially to the Dragon Knight. But still...
Especially when you're losing right now. Because really, First Departure is really far back, and based on their gold and the XP. Just look at the graphs. And the net worth. On the top right now is DK standing on 15k, and the remaining two just below Mirana is the Alchemist as well as the Darkseer. So right now, First Departure, I can say they are not having the time of their lives. Really, they are really suffering right now. They have to try and find a way to get their ganks off, pick off someone, and start pushing again. Get back their gold as well as the XP, and start going for the throne. Because right now, First Departure, Rising Stars, they are actually picking off towers one by one, and First Departure, they are not doing much.
This is potentially a stalemate, you see, between Mirana and the DK, since they both have gems. The problem is, it just got to the point where Dragon Knight just he don't care, man. I mean, he has zero fucks to give. He's got the BKB out. He's got the heart. I mean, even if you do spot him coming with Shadow Blade, what are you going to do when he has the BKB out?
Well, you can't. He can't do anything.
Yeah, Dragon Knight with the gem as well just totally cancels out Moonlight Shadow. So that's just a whole SS going out. Miracle having to spend an arrow down on that illusion. Questionable.
No, he probably thought that was a real one. Maybe.
Probably, yeah.
But
no,
Miracle,
once you get...
He's looking to go for a really damage build type of Mirana. He's going for that Demon Age. So Miracle, he is trying to go for a star play right here. but
You know, she is really trying to carry this team here, and he's doing pretty
and
well.
Xiao
And this is a good
he
start.
gets caught out. That's a well, they actually caught the Alchemist out. That's just what they need. They need to catch up someone.
Somewhere in Ukraine, Avarice is shedding a tear for this Alchemist. This is not. This has just been a very unhappy Alchemist. I mean, props to him for getting the Assault Cuirass, even especially after jumping right back from getting that Blink Dagger. I mean, I do admire that. Pretty ballsy as well to go for that dagger straight out. But he's not been having a good day. The only time that we've ever seen the Alchemist really, blossom is when that Dragonite's there to set it up nicely for him. Because the combo I see at a Rising Star is Dragonite jumps in with the BKB, Dragon tails someone, Alchemist just goes full lol and throws the stun down. That's the only time I ever see Alchemist getting down to good work. So this Alchemist not doing too well. I really question the dagger choice. I mean, it's nice, it's cool, and it really supports the Dragonite, but it just leaves the Alchemist in a really sad position back in that early and mid game. Just got picked off a lot, but still pretty good plays coming out for Rising Stars. Just still working out so well for them. I'm just waiting for Rising Stars to get their farm, buy their time, and then they're gonna go for.
How long has Mythical been here? He's been down in the bottom jungle for a long time now. He's been standing there, just waiting for someone to come out, but he's not able to pick up someone. So he wasted a lot of time right there. But I was thinking that First Departure, they really don't have any heroes capable of handling a really... They don't have any AoE. That's the problem. Like, they do have the Mirana with that arrow, and that... They do have that Starstorm, I must admit, but Lifestealer, there's a limit to what these heroes can do. And if you ask me, I would think that, if you ask me, I think that First Departure is a little bit greedy here.
I'd have to agree with you. I mean, they have been going crazy for it, and I have to question some of the builds going on. I mean, Pelozin has just gone full tanky utility, really, with the BKB out and the Ultimate Orb. He's going to go for the Lincolns. He probably just feels way too threatened by the Dragonite. I mean, all this play, all Departure's play has just been focused around trying to counter the Dragonite here. The Dragonite's just been the main threat here the whole time. I mean, look at this Weaver trying to pick up the BKB and trying to get the Lincolns just to stop that stun going down on him. Plus the Mirana going for the gem. This Dragonite has just done a good job of putting Departure on the defensive. And at this point, I'm just waiting for Rising Stars to go full 5-man and just try to charge up these towers, because they totally have it. Wonder what item this Dragonite's going for next. Let's check out that courier. What's the courier delivering? He's got the Crystallis coming up. This is probably, this is Daedalus down to the Dragonite. Really going to go for that damage. This is doom for Departure pretty soon. Departure needs to continue getting the pick-offs over here once again. Alchemist getting focused down. This Alchemist just can't wait for DK to push, because he's getting really, really pissed off. This just isn't a good day for him. I think Rising Stars really needs to push soon. What do you think?
Yep, Rising Stars. DK is fat right now. They should probably smoke up, or maybe they should just wait for the next Roshan. Roshan is up in about, let's say, is reclaimed in 1 minute, so it's gonna be up in probably for 5 minutes. Yeah, it's gonna be up in 5 minutes. So my guess is that they're gonna just wait for Roshan to spawn, and they're just gonna compete for that, because there is cheese. There's a ton of cheese, and there is cheese in the next Roshan. So they are gonna wait for that. And meanwhile, we've already grabbed his Lincoln Sphere there.
I just don't see it unless they can pull down some crazy pickoffs. FD's in a lot of danger. All that cheese is gonna do is gonna keep them alive for an extra 5 seconds before the DK just powers them down. Not a good situation for FD to be in. They are really trying to get they are playing this right, trying to get the pickoffs here, slowly trying to equalize the score. And Xiao isn't helping Rising Stars out by constantly trying to go for the farm out here. But he has procced up that second skill. What? What was that for? Okay.
They initially wanted the Weaver, but they wanted to go on the Weaver, but the Weaver apparently backed off, because Mythical backed off with the Lifestealer as well. The Lifestealer is in Mythical. Henna is in Mythical right now. As
usual. I mean, there has to be a little bit of bias over here, because I mean, Hannah's just been infesting Mythical non-stop. There has to be some sort of bias down here. The Lifestealer has a lot of explaining to do, the naughty boy, but Mythical, extra naughty here, actually going to be trying to go for the tier 2 with Rising Stars down here at the bottom. This won't be an effective trade. Miracle,
Yeah.
you need to be very careful. Take the tier 2 and TP right back. That's exactly what you need to do, or else this could be game over. This could be a game-deciding clash right here.
She is just gonna TP back there, grab her Daedalus, hit back to the bottom lane. They want to fight this. The arrow is gonna come out. He's gonna land on Xiao He might be in trouble here. The damage might be way too much. XCD, nice vacuum there. He is gonna go down right off the bat. And right now, XCD, he's gonna get picked off next. The fight going really well for first departure right now. Air being really tanky here. Hana, men fighting up. The TP is there. He's gonna TP out. What about XCD? She's gonna blink out as well.
That was it.
Super. Smoked
yeah,
off.
FDD might slightly have reversed this now. I mean, that's really good. Mirana got that Daedalus just in time. The damage there was really, really important. Also, I think Alchemist overextended just a little bit there. I mean, both Alchemist and Darks. Alchemist blinking and Darkseer surging right up. And Dragonite's just right behind them, just wondering, what the hell are you guys doing there? And they just got focused down really quickly. That was not a good clash for Risingstars at all. And first departure could be looking to get pretty aggressive here.
So the Lifestealer is in Miracle, Hannah is in Miracle again. So they are gonna go down to the mid lane because right now there's no Alchemist. They should probably take this chance to fight. And if they won that fight, they could go for Roshan, grab the Rex, go for Roshan, and stall the game again. Go back to farming, and once again start pushing air. He might be an arrow bait right here. Nope, and the tower is looking to go down really quickly here. Miracle doing his job. Hannah going to throw some extra TPS there. Just slow on air, not going to do much, but they claim the tower. The tower is going to go down, so is the Rex. The Rex is going to fall as well. Alchemist not going to make it back in time. He blinks in. Scripted gets cut out. They all should probably just back off. Miracle turns on his ultimate, backs off, and they actually claim a Rex. This is a win for them. Miracle has that Lincoln Sphere, apparently saving his life.
Yeah, good job out of first departure. Really taking the pacing out, playing a really patient game, and it's obviously paid off. They've taken down the racks. It's just going to make it a lot more difficult for Risingstars to probably push back. But this is also another opening for Risingstars here. This is a chance for them to try and push down and try to take down the racks as well. I don't like their chances, but they really need to try and go for a push here. I mean, if they just wait for the Visage to come back and Departure to farm up just a little bit more, things are going to go bad for Risingstars. Departure doing a good job with the reversal.
Well, Darkseer, what I can say is Darkseer is really, really fat. He has a Hex, and he is going for that Shiva's guard. So this might be a smoke here. Just probably looking for some wards maybe, and then just start smoking up. Do they have smoke? Nope. Alright, they're just going to get her at S5 and probably start going back.
Yeah, that's probably it out of Risingstars. But this is a 5-man out now, and Miracle didn't fall down to you the whole time. Miracle's done a good job of actually holding on to that gem. I mean, I expect him to actually drop it, to be quite honest. But really, I mean, Alchemist got the Blink Dagger. It would be really easy to just try and focus him off if he get lost. But Miracle he's just been good with that presence of his, just making sure he never gets ganked out or gets out of position.
I think I know what the team is up to right now. Both of these teams, they are just waiting for their smokes to get into their heroes, and they are going for Roshan right now. Roshan is about to spawn in probably less than 30 seconds. He is about to spawn, and here Super, he grabs, he bought Smoke of Deceits, and they are gonna smoke up as well. They are gonna look for.
If they both go for Roshan, this could go really, really wrong for Departure. They are way too far to try to get there in time. Risingstars, no. Whichever team goes for Roshan first is at a disadvantage because they're all clumped up at a little choke right there. So I think Risingstars just going to give it to them. Yeah, they're just going to say, Departure, go ahead, man, go ahead. Or are they going to go straight for... No, they're not going to go for the racks.
Risingstars, they are on the wrong side of the map right now. They are on the bottom lane. Meanwhile, the Roshan is going down really quickly here, and they are not aware of this. It's going to go down. The Cheese and the Aegis is down the lifesteal right now. The Cheese is on Weaver apparently, and Xiaotuji turns on that stun, and he's gonna throw off the stun on Miracle. Miracle going to go down really quickly here. He bought back. He's gonna TP back straight away, and Scripted getting picked up as well here. Right now the heroes, they are in trouble. Hannah, he does have that Aegis, but will he live through this? Nope. And apparently the Weaver TP's back. He TP's out here, and Hannah, he's trying to man fight this, and he tries to TP away, but apparently he got stunned as well. That Basher, I think. Yeah, that Basher from Xiaotuji is way too much. Miracle chasing after the Enchantress. Enchantress gets picked off here. But apparently the courier... No, that's the formula. I thought that was a courier.
No, they walked right into that. That was quite unfortunate for a Miracle. Miracle finally dropping that gem. Not a good day for them. Risingstars had a pretty good position there because Risingstars had to... I mean, Departure had to engage from the high ground here right at a choke. So Rising Stars was just able to block them right up here, funnel them into there, and just focus them down with some
Arrow
crazy
lands on
damage.
Xiao2G again. Xiao2G, arrow magnet right now. He gets picked off again. And meanwhile, with Weaver and the CM actually being there as well to grab that spare goal, that free goal that was given out here. He's getting picked off again and again. Xiao2G is really being that arrow magnet right now.
Yeah, and this has just got to be really frustrating for Xiao2G here, and for Rising Stars in general, because every time the Alchemist is down, they just can't push out. I mean, it's just really difficult for them. They have to wait that 50 seconds out. They have to play defensive for 50 seconds, and that's not what Rising Stars wants to be doing right now, especially after a good clash like that. This is not a position that Rising Stars wants to be playing right now, especially when they've got the barracks down there. They're really, really desperate for a good push here. And, I mean, that clash there would have been really good. After that clash, a follow-up push would have just been excellent, but they just weren't able to get him off. Miracle got the buyback and managed to do a little bit of damage, and just with the threat of Miracle walking around on the Radiant side, it was just too dangerous. And they got the pick-off on Xiao2G. Not a good game out of Xiao2G at the moment. Just not a good game at all.
They lost the Aegis, but they didn't lose the cheese, and right now the cheese is on Miracle. So Miracle's holding on to one of the cheese, and it is, well, it is a very good asset on their team. So right now Miracle is harder to die. It's gonna be much harder for Miracle to die actually, and she is going for BKB right now. She gets a BKB. So she's looking to. So the main carry in this team right now is Miracle. Apparently,
yeah, quite. I mean, he did start out in that mid and really got a good farm. I mean, he just hasn't stopped. There just really was no significant shutdown for Mirana. Really, the only time she ever stopped farming was to defend or to go for the pickoffs or the clashes. So she's done pretty well this game. Mirana usually does with that maneuverability of hers. Xiao2G, not again.
If he gets arrowed, yeah, I'm gonna flip my table. I swear. I mean, hasn't he learned from the lessons yet that Mirana, they really love him so much. They love to pick him off. And he's like getting the creeps really quickly. And Miracle, he hops in again. Xiao2G better turn on that BKB before it's too late. Turns on the bomb. Miracle has his BKB as well. They are gonna look for a fight right here. Miracle has that 10-second BKB. That's stunned. And well, Miracle, might be going down. He used up that cheese. Where did that cheese go?
He used the cheese. It just wasted. I mean, the DPS the DPS was just way too crazy. Xiao2G at a point. I mean, he's got the basher out as well. Just way too dangerous.
And Weaver getting picked up. That was a really bad engagement right there. They were a little bit too greedy on their side, and Rising Stars, they were just waiting. They knew that Xiao2G is a magnet for arrows, and they were just waiting behind.
Yeah, that was pretty clever. I mean, Rising Stars finally got over it. If you miss, just if you can't beat him, join him. They just gathered around Rising Star. They just gathered around Xiao2G and managed to counter gank very, very well. But on the other hand, over here, Lubby and Hannah are trying to push down the mid lane here. Not exactly the lane you want to be pushing down on, because they've already lost the melee barracks down there. Rising Stars has the right idea though. They're just going to be trying to power down this lane here, power down the lane, and they've got the Alchemist and the DK.
They might actually trade because Hannah, they actually claim a range Rex right here. So they might just claim
if it comes to a base race, it's not going to work out well for first departure. They're just going to focus down the barracks. They're probably going to BD everything, or even go for a straight end.
They are going to go for this tower here. Hannah, as well as Lubby, he's in there. They're going for it. Meanwhile, Air as well as Xiao2G, they are focusing down on the mid racks right here. And Hannah, they're just not bringing down the towers fast enough. And Hannah, they're actually going to turn back. They need to defend this. They're just gonna stall time for the Weaver as well as Mirana step out, and they are ready for another fight. All the skills are available, and Xiao2G except doesn't have that camera range for another probably 7 seconds, and he would be up again.
Yeah, this is just unfortunate for departure. That little push there. I mean, that may not have been much, kind of anticlimactic, but taking down 1.5 lanes is just devastating for departure over here. Not a position they want to be in. We're moving to 50 minutes. This actually turned out to be a pretty long game, but this is exactly what Rising Stars wants to be. The late game is just the late game is home for Rising Stars. With the Dragon Knight almost fully farmed out, he's got 5-3 gold in his bank. Alchemist as well, at full item. I mean, with the 3-3 on him, this is just exactly where Rising Stars wants to be, and they can poon in this lineup. Departure, totally off position out of here. I mean, this is not a point. This is not a part of the game where they want to be. I mean, look at this. A Lifestealer got it's got Heaven's Halberd. That just goes to show you how harassed first departure has been this game. Having to get the Lifestealer run a halberd.
Yeah, we
not a good
rarely
situation.
see that. It really shows that they are really desperate to actually stop one of those attackers. It really shows that there's a lot of TPS coming up from Rising Stars actually. That Heaven's Halberd might be for the Enchantress, because the Enchantress ultimate is just way too. It's really pure. It's pure damage. It's really a huge
Radiant's
damage
bottom
source coming
tower
out,
is under
and they
attack.
are going for the final Rex. First Departure better be there to defend this.
Yeah,
Radiant's
if they
bottom
take down
tower
this
has
Rax, this is
fallen.
good as GG. At the same time, if they take down Miracle down here, they take down Pelozin, there's no buyback, it's also GG.
Mirana has that
Risingstars,
buyback, I guess.
yeah, he does, but I mean, if they still lose the Rax here, it's just too much. They won't be able to stop this.
Mirana doesn't have that buyback. Apparently she bought something.
Oh, Scripted is going to get
Yeah,
focused
Scripted.
down here, and then the tower's going to fall to XCT. Of kind of XCT disadvantage just a little bit. They did catch Pelozin down there. No, they're just going to go straight down for the tower over here. Going to focus down the barracks. Miracle really trying to focus down air here. Is it going to be enough? Oh, he does get stunned out. He might get focused down here. Just might be enough. Yes, he is focused down. Are we going to see a buyback out of him? He's just got no money for that buyback. Miracle, good job defending it. He's just been proccing crits non-stop.
Yeah, been chased
And they
after
defended.
XCT, and he is one more hit, and he is gonna fall. That Surge is about to run out really soon, and he does have that Blink Dagger. He is gonna get away. Meanwhile, the Rex is gonna get sieged up here. So the illusions there from the Dox here is actually gonna eat up the Rex a little bit, but I gotta say, First Departure defended that Rex really well. They won that fight.
Yeah, I agree. Risingstars getting a little bit too eager there. They kind of dived a little bit. I would have liked it better if they tried to focus down the Rax instead. I mean, they could have just powered that down, especially if they're just going to die anyway. They might as well just power down the Rax, because that would have really messed up the lane here. But right now,
We might be looking at a 4 Roshan, but looks First Departure, right now they do have time, and I agree at what they are doing now. They should probably just push down the bottom lane, push it down, take this down, go for Roshan. That's what they should do. Go for that.
Probably no. The Roshan's a little too far away. If they try to play defensive and wait for that Roshan, Risingstars going to have a full lineup again. Just not good. I think they want to try and focus, power this down, power
Yeah.
this tower down if they can, then pull back to the Roshan if they can make
take
it.
this, take the whole Rex, take the whole damn Rex and go to Roshan.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
buyback
SCT
here
forced the
from
buyback.
Dox here, but he doesn't have the wall up in 20 seconds. Miracle, he is gonna grab the tower. The tower going down really quickly here. Damage coming out is just so much. Miracle, he does have the BKB, the Hex on Miracle. Is he able to get away? He's spamming that leap button right now, but he is gonna go down. Weaver, he is gonna back off as well. Hannah, TP's out. That one bash and he stops the first hit. He gets the bash on the first hit. Hannah, he is in trouble now. He probably just gonna man fight right now. He can't man fight. He fasts in, dodges that bomb, and there's nothing that Risingstars can do now unless that creep goes down. And that Iron Shell is gonna drain out the HP on the creep, so he is able to get away.
Yeah, so far just back and forth, but Miracle just not. No, he's just not being able to capitalize. I mean, losing Miracle at this point in the game, he's just giving Risingstars a free ticket to just go and try to rush down, push here. I mean, if they can get the mega creeps, they're set for this lane. And the thing is, especially with the Alchemist here, I mean, they can just power down any lane. They can push any lane and just go and BD down the tower. It's just that easy for them, especially with the Alchemist down. This is starting to look really bad for Departure now. This could be the nail in the coffin here. Unless Miracle comes back in time here. Slubby gets
going
focused.
up on the top lane. There's the stun. Oh my god, there's a global stun here coming out. We are following the unstable concoction. It is gonna land on Lubby. One way or another. And it nearly lands on Miracle. Whoa. They grab the range Rex, they're moving up to the top lane.
Yeah, they're just going to try and mega up and end this now. This just seems to be the sensible thing to do with a mega creep.
This is the fight of the century. There's no buybacks on anyone except for the Weaver as well as the Lifestealer. And there's the stun coming out. They're just waiting for it. And right out the stun there on Scripted, he's not going to be able to do much. And all the BKBs turn on at once. Weaver getting pounded here. And there's the Shackle coming out. Lincoln's away. And right now back to the passive play.
Nope, they're going to try and focus down the tower.
They're going in for the Rex. And Hannah, he gets hexed up really quickly. XDD, nice Shackle there, amazing Shackle. Landing on Miracle as well. Hannah, he's going to get picked off. He's a little bit tanky, but he is going to get picked off. There, he has buyback
GG,
as well.
man.
Miracle, he doesn't have buyback. That Rex is going to go down. This is GG, probably.
No, there's no way. I can say it with confidence. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. With the mega creeps down out now, especially with Risingstars at a complete lineup, this is just gonna go totally wrong.
He is gonna go down. Miracle, he did his best. He tried to carry this game, but apparently it didn't work out for him. Mega creeps right now for Risingstars. It is gonna go down. Sadly to say, I think First Departure they did really well, but they probably took a long break from competitive play because TI3 is there, and this was probably why they didn't do really well. I expected more from them, They could have done better if they had probably an AoE hero, something that could control the team fight really well.
Yeah, but 56-minute game. I mean, it probably is back and forth close to
It
get.
would have mattered a lot if they had a puck in the early game, but thinking about it, but they should have probably taken up something that could really control the mid game really well instead of a Mirana.
I agree, but yeah, Risingstars just having a fun time here. They must be really satisfied with this win. And, well, that's it. I mean, we're going to call it early here. I mean, after 3,000 memes, I mean, I've been saying that a lot. I know, guys. Don't worry. This is probably the official count's probably at 2,500 or something crazy. But after all that, maybe more. But after all that, the game has finally ended. Risingstars coming out on top. Departure just didn't have an answer for a late game Dragonite and Alchemist tandem. Just too much, and the GG is finally called out.
So being called out here.
That's it, guys. This is Avarice, and my partner Mythical over here will be casting next week. Do join us in really good games. We'll probably see Orange out there as well. So good night, guys.
Yep. Good night, guys, and we'll see you next week as well. So we do not have any games run out right now. This is the last game for today. We'll see you guys.